Yeah, so, what am I getting on about with this whole moon theory thing? Well, moon stands for, among other things, miss out on nothing, or missing out on nothing. It's a reference point for state of being. And it's also a reference to uh, a malignant tumor in society as of right now in 2018, which if you see that 50 Shades poster, it's not by itself in this category, but what is it saying to you? What is it saying when we see it? What is it saying to our subconscious? That's another story about the actual content of that film itself, but specifically the billboard, specifically that actual advertising marketing campaign of don't miss the climax. That's the whole marketing campaign on every one of these, on the commercials and on these print and ad. And so it's making this case for me because I had, my awakening, like many of our awakenings, was not peaches and cream, was not roses and dandelions and tiger lilies. It was more like tigers and Lilith. That to say, it wasn't pleasant. I woke up to hell. I woke up in hell. I woke up realizing hell consciousness was my home. And I made 2 albums about being lonely and other things. But getting to the point with this video, it's saying don't miss it. It's saying that if you do miss it, you'll miss out. It's a FOMO virus that is trying to impregnate everyone who sees it with the message, if you don't see the movie, you'll miss out. Now, why is this a big deal? Because it interfaces with an aspect of our mammalian nature, which is literally instigating something with the reptilian brainstem, which I don't have full clarity on right now, so I'm not going to speak on it, but it's fight or flight. It instigates fight or flight. It instigates, and I'm learning right now about how the amygdala is, it's where we're, well, yes, I'm not going into brain stuff. I'm learning about trauma, but I don't have clarity on it all the way. But I do know that it's a virus and it's actual warfare into our life. Any ad campaign that you see that says don't miss this new, that's FOMO warfare, fam. That's FOMO propaganda. What does that mean? I don't want to make it about the Illuminati because it's really, it's not, but that's a word, and that word points at something that if you've heard that word, then you have your own set of reference points as to what it's talking about. But there is a social party happening. There's a belonging happening. Why is everybody talking about the Super Bowl this weekend? Why is everybody talk about the Grammys after they happen? They're events. Events are how we monitor and therefore monetize this society that we're all participating in. And it's basically, and it costs money. And it's these ways of causing us to spend our energy on these creations, which, yes, an aspect of it is beautiful. If we can connect on cool stuff that's about, evolution of our love, then that's cool. But if it's about evolution of our sex, yeah, then it's 6. If it's an evolution of our sex, then it's an evolution of our 666. And this is why it points to the Illuminati, is because it's a gateway. I can't do it with my other hand's grabbing the phone. But it's this gateway that's trying to capture our unconscious sexual desires, which is all this, it's basically Muladhara amplification stuff. Muladhara is the bottom chakras, the bottom energy center in the ancient architecture identified by whoever identified it, yogis or Shiva himself, or Adiyogi, or whoever found this out, whoever discovered this energy system in the body, they discovered nature. They just discovered what was happening. And it's the same thing that I'm doing right now. I'm discovering what's happening. I woke up. I had various wake-ups. I had various go back to sleep moments. I've been hitting the snooze since I was 22. I've been hitting the snooze since 2012. I've been hitting the snooze since, well, yeah, I guess 2012 specifically. And it all kept coming back to the moon, and it's this metaphor that I've been downloading and uncovering and uncoding, decoding since it was given to me. But I asked sincerely that I wanted to know God. That was what I wanted to know. And that was the only term that I had to even point at it at the time, was the word G-O-D, God. And then I hear Jay-Z rapping, and I hear all these, I see these symbols, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Everything's crazy. And so now it's 2018, and they're promoting a film about a book that was successful, which they want to make money in the box office, so they have to make a hook for us in this marketing and advertising. This is all part of the machine, part of the Matrix Orient, and so they're buying your attention in hopes of buying your money or getting your money, but in hopes of buying you, in hopes of buying your, I want to use a word other than soul, but it's your energy. It's just about energy. It's just about a mechanism. I'm not going to say them, because them makes everybody's thoughts go, who? And your head goes to the Illuminati. Is where, if you're like, I'm 27, it's 2018, I've been an internet kid for the past 12 years, pretty heavy, since I was 15. And so if you're like me and you've lived on the internet for the past however long, you've heard the word Illuminati, and you've heard reference of somebody talking about a them when referencing who killed somebody famous before they were ready to die, and etc, etc, etc. And I'm here just to talk about FOMO. I'm here just to talk about and hone in specifically on them mining us for our Shakti. Mining us, I said I wasn't going to say it, on us being mined for our Shakti. Because I've seen some things in DMT realms that explain what's happening, but it's not really about a them, as much as it's about fire burning and wind gusting, and then a wildfire happening, and then animals saying, fuck whoever lit this fire, when it might be slightly more complicated than that. But to a bear running from a forest fire in the Californian wilderness, he doesn't really care. He just cares that there's a fire going on. And so I'm just pointing at and referencing here now while I'm driving on Sunset Boulevard. Wow, and I see the billboard again. Don't miss the climax. 50 Shades, free. They're mining Shakti. We're being mined for our Shakti. We're being mined for our sexual energy. And if they can get us horny, if they can get us wrapped around a concept, and now I'm talking about the actual marketing, advertising people, which, let's talk about what kind of consciousness the majority of, ad campaign managers are living in. I don't know. Probably not too vibrationally high on the scale there, folks. But again, not the point. Just for us to be aware of what's taking place. Don't miss the climax. Another one. I don't know how many times I've seen it. You drive down LA. It's February 2nd, 2018. You're driving down anywhere in LA really, and you'll see the billboard or advertising of some kind, marketing of some kind for the film from the 50 Shades of Grey series, 50 Shades series, called 50 Shades Freed, I guess it's called. And I'm not even gonna talk about sadomasochism and what it is in terms of an evolution, which, don't get me wrong, shit is sexy as hell. Shit is also really twisted up into why it's sexy as hell, and interfaces with our anima and animus. and basically pokes it and kind of like stimulates it right away, because it wants violence, and then right as soon as it gets violence, it gets this control or submission. Yeah, anima animus is a term from Carl Jung's model of our egoic self, which basically is how I interface with it, how I understand it currently, is, and I'm still learning, is anima and animus is basically like an aspect of our egoic self or our social self that has an archetypical attraction and repulsion to feminine and masculine energy based off of our mother and father models. Not to say that it's our actual mother and father, but it might be archetypical aspects of what they were fed and what they tried to embody. Again, not even them themselves as much as their egoic constructs embodiment of these archetypes. And so coming back to FOMO, because that's the only way that we are triggered. Our eternal self, our 5D self, doesn't get hit with none of this, but you need calcification on your glands so that you can't see this. But if you or any other light if you or any other light sees these ads out there and you get a little feeling, it's a complicated feeling, bro. And I'm just here to say you're not alone in experiencing that, and that it has to do with FOMO, and it has to do with FOMO warfare, and it has to do with them mining. And mining what? It's not about Anunnaki mining gold as much as it's about some retro-ass human folks mining our shock. Retro meaning old models of the sentient Homo sapien. Old models that are stuck in this retroactive clinging to FOMO in their own right. FOMO for sex. FOMO for living a life that they think is based on power, which sex is that in their lens. And they are caused to feel that they will miss out on it if they do not do everything in their power, control, to make the other that they are seeing submit to their will. It's really all sadomasochism, actually. So when they say we're all fucked, it's actually got deeper implications. Yeah. Good luck out there in the Matrix. Blessed walking to you on your path, and may the light that you are shine brightly in all places. Namaste to you. Tune in soon. More Moon Theory. Moon Theory is that you have the ability to reflect because you are light, and yet you are in a void that tells you you are empty space, playing a role in a wild game of chess. Namaste to you.